Welcome to task 1.
Ipsita, can I borrow oil?
I don't have any oil.
In the shock of the moment, I had burnt myself.
Flavors are all there, but what you need to take out the flavors is salt.
Salt.
6, 10. Chikini chameli rubke akeli pawa chada ke aayi. Le lo.
We are here to tell you who's going to go back home.
A new day, new beginning. We are on the way to our next location. We don't know what it will be.
We're walking over these lovely bridges covering streams, and we come to this little setup where we see Chef Shagun, and she was waiting for us. Welcome to Femme Foodies Gourmet Garage. So this is an up-close and personal session where we're going to be discovering different cooking and cuisines, okay? Since we're in Goa, let's celebrate that. Are you looking forward to this?
Absolutely, yes.
So we've got quintessential Goan ingredients, very simple, easily available. So we've got good black jaggery. I've got this beautiful Goan rice. I've got cashews. This is something the Goans love and are very proud of. We've got cinnamon sticks. We've got some coconut milk, fresh from the coconuts. We've got some raw mango puree, some zest of lemon, and some sweetened condensed milk. So the dish I'm going to be cooking for you today is a beautiful dessert. It's a Goan rice pudding with caramelized bananas and some cashews. Are you ready for it? Yes, Chef. Great. So the first thing that we're gonna do is to take this beautiful Goan rice and put it with some coconut milk and let it simmer and boil, okay?
I had not been a person who had cooked so much of desserts. And the way she created it, it was a feeling where you understand that it is just there. You can create a dessert from anything.
So while that is happening, I'm gonna get into these little yalanki bananas or elaichi kelas, as we call it. So I'm going to sweeten the bananas with black jaggery. Now this is unique. I'm actually going to bring a little bit of tartness to the sweet dish, okay? By adding a little bit of that, I've got the raw mango puree.
Rice pudding, which has a many variation, but she used something tarty, a ripe mango tart, which is something I would have never thought about combining.
So before I put the cashews in this pan, I'm going to toast it.
I only used to focus on very traditional flavors like chocolate and cheesecake and butter and vanilla, but she opened my mind to a whole new path which I can go down in terms of my desserts.
So what I'm going to do is actually going to make a few layers. I've got my cinnamon and I've got my lemon zest. Put a layer, red rice, and then a little bit of the mango puree. And as promised, I'm going to blowtorch this a little bit inside the jar very quickly.
The chef Shagun showing us a different technique or a different dish altogether, which was like, I would have never thought of it.
I have a little bit of the cinnamon powder. Right, and then my cashews on top. That's almost ready. I'm going to close the lid.
She made this beautiful dessert that was so subtle in its flavors. It came out like a velvety flavor with a little bit of the mango, the cinnamon mixing with it. It was wonderful.
It was actually lovely how she got on these Goan local ingredients and made such a gourmet dish, which I would go back home in Delhi and pay, I don't know, enormous rates for. She made it and it was so easy and yummy at the same time.
And that's it for now. And I will see you very soon. There's tons of surprises coming your way now. Thank you. See you. Thank you.
We walked a little further and we see this beautiful plush garden full of lovely, amazing produce.
The location is an organic garden. So I am a bit surprised, but in a pleasant way, because I have never seen such beautiful, amazing location or a scenic view so far in my life. And the first thing which came in my mind that now what task will be.
Awesome smiles, amazing day, and a great location. You know what it tells me? That today's task is going to amp up your vision, technique, and expression. Today's task is going to add to the cook in you, to the person in you, and to the vegetarian in you.
I'm quite the carnivorous person. For me, even a veggie task being a little bit of a scare because I've usually cooked a lot with meat and seafood. So there was a little bit of hesitation about whether it'll be a task that'll work for me or not.
You will have 3 members in each team. And you will have 1 food truck to cook out of.
3 people on a truck. So that was going to be a challenge, but I know if it was well planned that we could carry it off in the time given.
Each team has to present 3 dishes. 1 starter, 1 main, and a dessert.
I was ready to accept the challenge. I was ready to do it, but it was a tough task.
Now let's make the teams.
This is how we make the teams. There are 9 leaves in this jute bag, randomly tossed. The 9 leaves have 3 colors. Each of you come here and pick up a leaf. The color you get is your team. The youngest first.
I think Yogita was the first one to pull out a blue leaf. And I was just hoping slightly that I don't really want to be on that team. I got the blue leaf. But the only thing I knew was that today I'll have to cook with her.
The other 2 girls were Ipsita and Tarana. I was personally very happy with my team.
I had Chitwan and Tanisha by my side. I was happy because these both are great cooks.
Great.
There we are.
So the first team to be formed was, it had Kiran, Tarana, Ipsita. The second team to be formed was, so that had Chitwan, Nishtha and Tanisha. For me, that seemed to be the strongest team. Of course, there was Akansha, me and Yogita.
All right, here are 3 cloches. Each of these cloches have 3 ingredients in them. 1 fruit, 1 herb, and 1 spice. You have to make a 3-course meal, a starter, a main course, a dessert. Each dish has to represent 1 ingredient. And that ingredient has to be the core ingredient, the heart and soul of your dish. You cannot repeat the ingredient. 1 dish, 1 ingredient.
The first team that I'm going to choose is the first team that got formed. You're going to come and choose your cloche.
we've got pipli, which is a variety of a pepper, which is slightly sour, and you've got beautiful strawberries that are in season right now that you could play with. Do something sweet, do something savory, up to you. And then you've got one of my favorite herbs, which is thyme. Are you girls happy with this?
Yes.
Yeah?
Lovely ingredients, great combinations around there. But we had to work with one ingredient each for each dish. That's where things turned around.
You made up your mind?
Yeah, sure.
We'll find out.
Are you choosing this one?
Yes, I'm choosing that.
You've got lemon, you've got rosemary, and you've got something very special, which is fennel seeds.
I was a little bit concerned about the fennel because when I think fennel, I think kareli ki sabzi, okay, or achar.
So you have oranges, basil, and teppal or tirfal or trifala.
So our box had oranges, basil, and a local spice called the trifle. That's something I'd never even heard of. So I'm excited to work with it, but I don't know how we're supposed to incorporate these ingredients yet.
For everyone here today, you need to understand it's all about teamwork. You need to decide which ingredient you want to use in a starter, which ingredient you want to use in a main course, and which ingredient you want to do in a dessert.
All right, so let's see what's at stake. At the end of the 60 minutes, when you've made your 3-course gourmet meal, we'll come taste it. And 2 trucks, 2 teams, 6 of you will be coasting. And 1 truck, 1 team, 3 of you will fall from the pan onto the fire.